Hey guys, welcome back here to Advanced Bass Fishing. Appreciate you guys checking today's video out. Got a good one for y'all today, guys. I'm going to share with you guys an old school Ozark Lakes trick for catching bass in the springtime of the year, and that's fishing the big, what we call the big Mag 18 Rapala, the number 18 Rapala, 7 inches long. Guys, this has been an Ozark staple for over 45 years in my part of the country. And when you get the right situation, guys, you can catch hogs on this thing. So I'm going to give you guys sort of go over the exact set of circumstances it works on, give you guys some tips and advice on how to work it, because it's a pretty unique bait in terms of the action you put on it. We're going to get into that in today's episode here. Also, guys, real quick, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me to learn how to fish the big Rapala or any other technique you'd like to learn more about, just shoot me a private message on my Facebook page, Intuitive Angling with Randy Blaukat. I'll get you the details with that. And also, guys, I'll put my Rapala link in the description of the video. I don't know if Tackle Warehouse has got the big one, but you can probably get it from the Rapala website if they don't. They may have it in there. I'll put it in there just for sure. But it's the number 18 that you want to get. Okay, guys, this thing, it came to fame back in the early 1980s. There was a handful of guys here that fished Table Rock Lake and Lake of the Ozarks that started catching big bags of fish on this thing in March, April, May on Lake of the Ozarks up here, Table Rock Lake, Bull Shoals Lake, Beaver Lake. It became sort of like a secret bait, and it sort of all came out in 1983. There was an angler named Jimmy Chris from just down the road where I live here. He won the U.S. Bass, I can't remember what it was, the name of it, but at Table Rock Lake in 1983, he won $100,000 in 1983, biggest prize at the time, and he caught every one of them on the big number 18 Rapala there at Table Rock. So let's talk a little bit about when this thing works and why it's so unique. This is sort of, they call it a rip bait over a jerk bait, because you rip the heck out of this thing. You don't just fish it like a jerk pause. Now, what I want to show you is how to work this thing, because that's the whole key to this technique. It's the bait, but if you don't work it right, you'll never get a bite on it. Okay, first of all, you got to have a rod that's like 7 foot long, and it's got to be pretty stiff. You want to put it on 15-pound test, fluorocarbon line. I use a Seaguar VizX, some type of a medium, heavy, or heavy action bait cast rod, 7 foot long, 7.2, something like that. This is how you work the big Rapala. Is you make a long cast with it, you throw it out there, and then you're gonna jerk it. You're gonna whip it hard like that, and pause it. Go boom, boom, boom. Pause it, boom, boom, boom. Almost you have to have 2 hands to do it. This is none of this like jerk, pause, jerk, pause. Sometimes I'll throw it out there like that. I'll take 2 hands and I'll whip it hard like that. Take up the slack, boom, boom. Take up the slack. You have got to rip it like that in order for it to work. Sometimes you're going to get worn out. This is the number 1 technique in fishing that will wear your butt out quicker than anything. So sometimes if my arms get fatigued, I'll cast it out there and I'll come over to this side and I'll go boom, 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 boom. Take up the slack, boom, 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 to get that thing darting. Now, what it does when you do that, it just goes all over the place like that. So it's a super aggressive, crazy looking bait in the water. It's big, and there's something about springtime bass that they just love the thing. Now, one thing you have to do with it is, since it's a balsa bait, it floats up really fast, you got to weight it on the bottom. I just took some flat lead here and I epoxied it to the bottom of it and painted it white. You can see that, and I make it where it's neutral. That way I can get a little bit more depth out of it. So that's the bait technique, how you work it. Okay, now let's talk about when it works and where you want to throw it at, which is, a big part of it. This particular technique with the big Rapala, number 1, you have got to have clouds and wind. That is the key for it, in correlation with clear water. It's a clear water technique. You need to have water visibility of at least 3 foot. Sort of like 3 to 10 foot clarity is perfect. That's what I want with it. And I want clouds, and I want wind, and I want water temperatures between, say, like 60 to possibly in the low 70s. 60 to 70 is perfect. So when you have the fish that are sort of in that pre-spawn, spawn, and post-spawn phase, it works in all 3 phases of the spring. It works all the way through, right before the fish get on the beds, when they're on the beds, and after they're on the beds. In fact, Jimmy Chris won that tournament at Table Rock the first week of May, most of the fish had already been spawning, but I've caught big bags on it. Like I did really good in a tournament down at Lake Murray in South Carolina in March one time. Water temperature was low 50s. It was a March tournament, so I've caught them all through that phase there. But you want, like I said, water temperatures, 50 to 60 degrees, something like, or 55 to 65 degrees in that zone. About a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind or more, and some type of overcast. I have caught them occasionally on it on a partly cloudy day if you have wind, but it helps if you got clouds. And guys, I have done good on this thing everywhere. One of the biggest bass I ever hooked in my life, I was at Lake Seminole in Georgia, fishing Spring Creek. If you guys have been down there, clear water with lots of standing timber. And I hooked one, guys. It was a 10 or 12 pounder in the tournament, and it got me wrapped up around a tree and pulled off. But I've caught them, and I've made checks. I've made checks at Seminole. I've made checks at Lake Norman on it, North Carolina, Lake Murray, all through the Ozarks here. Trying to think some other places. Arkansas lakes, Sam Rayburn Lake, I caught some fish on it one time. It does work over grass beds at time. But the main thing is how you want to fish this is on a highland impoundment is you want to fish two different structures. Number one is you want to parallel bluff banks with it. That's one of the best ways to catch them on it. Just make long casts down those bluffs, target that 5 to 15 foot of water, cover water on it, and go to main lake and secondary points. If the wind is not blowing quite so hard, I'll go to the bluffs, but if the wind's blowing pretty hard, I like to drift across those points with it and fish it real hard on that. But guys, it's a great way to catch them. And it's not for everybody. It will wear your butt out. But I'm telling you, when they bite the thing, they like to take it out of your hands. It's a super fun bait to fish. So anyway, I wanted to pass that along and hope it helps you guys catch some, and we'll talk later.